Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll learn the steps in preparing macaroni with sugar beans and egg sauce paired with vegetable, sardine, and then tomato. It's very easy. Cooking is all about art, combination of ideas in order to get what you want. First thing was to boil water in a pot, just adequate for the macaroni. So when the water was boiled, I poured the macaroni inside the boiled water and allowed it to heat up for some time. So after it heated up for some time and I was satisfied with the texture, always ensure you add some drops of oil while cooking your macaroni. So after stirring it and I was okay with it, I now filtered it off. You could see the droplets of oil. The essence of using oil is to prevent it from gumming together. So after I filtered it out, I now set it aside. So I set it aside and then I started preparing the items I was supposed to use for the sauce. I had already washed my tomato, I washed my onion and garlic, and then I washed um, my vegetable and I started slicing my tomato like so. So if your kitchen is automated, you can just use the automated slicer to slice your tomato. If you desire to blend it, you can go ahead and blend it. The choice is yours. Remember, I said cooking is art. It's about putting in ideas to get whatever you want. I had so much tomato to slice because I needed to use it for two different purposes: to make the best sauce for the macaroni with beans, and also to make vegetable sauce I would use to eat the macaroni. So I had a lot to slice. So after in the process of doing this, it took a whole lot of my time. Well, I never mind because most times cooking gives me joy. It's while cooking I begin to have ideas on other methods of cooking. So if you are here and you always find it difficult to cook, I want you to take it as something you'd love, as something that would make you happy, as something you know when you put into your mouth or you swallow it, it will make your body healthy. With this, you would be able to identify the things you know you can do, but yet feel you cannot do. It is a combination of different ideas gotten from experience, gotten from, should I say, test, or what I crave for. It actually makes me to begin to imagine how to put these things together in order to get answers to what I prepare. I actually wanted to meet up with time, so the steps at which I followed were not actually in order. So in case you see some mix up here, please enjoy yourself and keep on watching. The idea about this is not about the mix up, but it's about getting the information, sharing the information, liking the information, and subscribing to get more information on basic ways and the various steps to mix your ingredients together in order to get what you want. So whenever you see stuff like this, just put your focus on what the person is doing and not actually um, what you should feel the person should do. You can also drop your comments in the comments section so that we could improve with time. I had so much tomato to had so much tomato to cut. I thought of blending, but no, blending it wouldn't have made it to come out the way I wanted it to come out. So I still had to keep on slicing until I was able to get all the tomatoes sliced. You could see while I was in a hurry, I couldn't slice it to be too tiny. I kind of made it bigger, some with smaller. It didn't actually have a definite shape. Some of them were shapeless. So you could slice your tomato however you want your tomato to be. You want it to be round in shape. You want it to be star shape. I think we have tools to achieve that. Or you may want to chop it into a tiny shape. The decision is yours. I had to meet up with time. My kids were waiting to eat because I stepped out to do one or two things. It actually took me time. So coming back, they were all on my neck. I had to hurriedly prepare this. This wasn't what I intended giving them, but something just came over me and said, "Wow, why don't you try making this? I think they would love it." And I said, "Okay." Since I was already on it, I think it would be better for me to try making this recipe. This is my first time making macaroni with beans, sugar beans specifically, and then um, paired with vegetable egg sauce with sardine. And the combo was actually unexpected. It was delicious. It was yummy. You could eat and to your satisfaction, even with the little quantity you take. I actually needed what will you fill them up even with a few bites, and combining those ingredients made it possible. So, okay, I also added meat to it, and you could mince your meat if you want. You could slice your meat if you want. You could make your meat to any shape if you want. So I said it before that it all depends on your choice of presentation. The presentation matters. I just loved the way this tomato was. They were much, but yet the color was actually beautiful and tempting. At the point, I wanted to like, should I continue? Should I stop? Should I change what I want to make because it was time consuming to just slice all of this? But I said no. Since I had already started, let me just start it and then finish it up before I now get to the next stage of what I intended to do. So I kept on slicing and enjoying the moment. I was just looking at the color and smiling, and then was just having fun doing what I knew makes me happy. Actually, cooking makes me to be very happy. It's one of the things I like doing whenever I'm bored. Most times I don't just feel like cooking, but because I know um, getting into cooking will give me different memories, give me different ideas, will put me in a position to to see how life could be, having possibilities and positivity in whatever I put my mind to do. And so I said, even when I was very tired, I was like, gosh, I have already started. I need to complete it. It doesn't matter how long it would take, but at the end of the day, it will be a plus to my recipes, it will be a plus to everyone, it will be a plus for me because it will make me so happy and it will make me to try other method when I intend doing this some other time. So if you're here and you feel it's so difficult to put one or two things together in order to um, achieve feeding or in order to get what you want, you can just find time and then um, use that space, use that income, get one or two things, or write out one or two things you feel you could try, and then learn to try at all times. And when you try at all times, even if you fail it once, you try it the second time until you have what you want. It's not all about perfection. It's all about putting your ideas to work. So after cutting uh, the tomato, I picked up my onion to slice. I realized it was already getting decayed inside. I had to cut out the decayed part. And then cutting it out, I continued slicing the onion. You could see I was slicing it so big because I was just trying to meet up with time. I didn't mind. My mind was, I have to put this thing on fire so that I can finish up on time and then go and rest. I didn't care about the shape. I didn't care about the sizes this time around. At least I tried to make something unique so that it will not be too bogus inside the pot. So I sliced my onion like so. At the least, I had the patience to go back and make it much smaller. But at some point, I was like, let me just allow it. Maybe some other time I'll make it much better. The onion was so juicy. I just even felt like putting it in my mouth to eat. But no, I was now said, okay, let me just, since it's for this purpose, let me make it for this purpose. Let it not tempt me. I love to chew onion sometimes, especially when it's juicy like this. So you could see the shape of my onion will not actually following a particular shape. I had scattered shapes in there. I didn't follow an order. So for you, you could make your own into various forms, various shapes. You could make it to be in a decorative shape. It's your choice. And then you could also make it circular if you want. Some people make it half moon, and some people prefer it so big. People prefer it so small. You can blend your onion, yes. If you don't want to see onion in your pot, you can blend. Some people don't like onion. So if you're that kind of person belonging to that category that says, I hate onion, I don't like seeing onion in my food, it's the choice for you to blend the onion to what you want so that when you use it to cook, you would not see it. And when you blend, sometimes, except you're using a dry blender, then add water to it. But if you are using a wet blender, remember there is already water inside the onion. You may need to strain it. But after straining that onion, please do not throw away the water. That water is very useful. That water helps to remove radicals from the system, and you could use it to prepare, to steam your meat, to steam your fish. You could use it to cook. So if you have a refrigerator, at the least you can store it airtight for 24 hours. Then you get to the remember onion traps germs from the atmosphere. Okay, after I was done with my onion, I now came in with my garlic. I was preparing garlic. I was peeling garlic while I was standing there, so I could slice it and then add it to the ingredients. So while you're watching, you can always come back to the channel to look out for more episodes of steps in preparation of meals. This little one came by my side to say, to tell me that he wants to take onion. I told him no. This particular onion had some decayed matter that I couldn't give it to him. So I told him if it wasn't decayed, I would have been able to give him to eat. So the process continued. Continue with the process of slicing garlic. I was done slicing garlic, and I had to pack the onion and the garlic out because I still needed to slice pepper, and then I still needed to pour out the tomato into where it's supposed to be, so that I would be able to use the tray for something else to slice vegetable. So happy watching, and then you could add one or two things while you're preparing your own. It doesn't mean this is the necessary steps to use in making your own. You may have an idea that is more unique. So I had to pack my tomato out as well. I used the filter because I needed to also drain some water. You could see it had so much water in it. I needed to drain out some of the water so that while I'm using it, it will have very little water in it while I put it on fire. So I was just being careful packing them up so that I don't mess up the place and then give myself so much work when I knew I could have prevented it. I had to um, pack it in bits in order to have minimal work to do when I needed to clean it up. So I brought my ugu for cutting, like so. Then I started slicing. I ensured the slicing was a very thin one because of the purpose I needed to use it for. You can slice your own the way you want, but whenever I'm preparing sauce, especially vegetable egg sauce, I always ensure I go for a very fine, thin way of slicing vegetable. If I'm using it for other purpose or method, I could as well make the slicing to be much bigger. It's like in using it in okra soup, or just making sauce to take with rice, or just making sauce to take with um, something else. Could be just vegetable sauce without tomato. Then I could slice it bigger. But naturally, I prefer slicing my vegetables this way, no matter what kind of vegetable it is. So I sliced it, and after I was done, I now transferred it to, and I kept it safe so that whenever I need to use it to prepare the sauce, it will be made available. So we could make a decision on how you want to slice it. So for this particular episode, so that it won't be too lengthy, we would stop here and then continue with the next episode on the preparation steps, on the cooking steps. So thank you for watching. Like and then share and subscribe. Bye. I kept stirring so that it will mix. After stirring it for a while, and I was okay, I brought in my pepper, sliced pepper. Actually, I sliced my pepper. I didn't actually show it when I was chopping the onion and slicing the tomato. After slicing the pepper, I divided the tomato into two since I needed to use it for two purposes: the macaroni and beans, and also the sauce I intended to make.